Jeff was the kind of guy who'd fix just about anything. He'd spent decades taking care of his home that he bought in 1975. He had the nicest lawn on the block. He changed the oils in his own cars. Every year without fail, he even drained his water heater. If something broke, Jeff was there to fix it. He was ultra independent, and he was proud of it. But one especially icy winter morning, everything changed. Jeff was outside shoveling his driveway when he lost his footing and fell. At first, it didn't seem like a major incident. Jeff had fallen plenty of times in his life. But Jeff wasn't as young as he used to be, and this fall hit way harder than he expected. He tried to stand up, he couldn't. And that was about the last thing he remembers. Now, before I tell you the rest of Jeff's story, I want to talk about what this video is really about. Because the truth is, Jeff's fall may not have been preventable. Ice is ice. Accidents happen. But I want to talk about the reason Jeff couldn't return home.
You see, even though Jeff's house was in excellent condition, that wasn't the problem. In fact, most people would have probably called it the perfect home. The problem though was that it wasn't designed for somebody whose mobility had declined. And that's a mistake millions of homeowners are making without even realizing it. They've spent decades maintaining their home. These homes were built to raise families, but they never asked the one simple question: if I had trouble walking tomorrow, could I still safely live in my home? And for Jeff, the answer turned out to be no. So in this video, I'm going to show you some of the most common things that prevent people from aging in place in their homes, from truly being able to live comfortably in their homes as their health and mobility changes. And I'm going to go over some of the easiest solutions that you can do early ahead of time to make sure that your home can be your forever home. I'm going to start with one of the most forgotten problems in the home: the laundry room. Everyone needs clothes, but 20 years ago, laundry rooms were almost always in the basement. Why? I have no idea. But that means every time you need to wash your clothes, once a week or twice a week, you have to go up and down a flight of stairs. You have to carry a load of laundry with you every time. And hopefully right now that's an easy task for you. But as your mobility declines, that will get to the point where it becomes a hard task. And unlike just going up and down a normal set of stairs, if you're carrying a bag of laundry with you, you may not be able to grab the handrail, and you can't easily see your feet. And this is one of the worst places to fall because you may be falling an extra 8 feet to the ground. Now, for somebody in their 40s in good health, this may be an inconvenience. For somebody in their 70s or 80s, this literally can be the difference between life and death. This was one of the biggest factors in the reason Jeff could not return to his home, because his laundry room was in the basement. And that repeated task of having to go up and down those stairs once or twice a week, carrying a load of laundry, went from being an inconvenience to a major safety hazard. Now, there are a lot of options to fix this. There are even single machines now that do a great job washing and drying your clothes to help save space. But the biggest difficulty usually is getting a drain line for your plumbing to the main level. Running the pressurized hot and cold water lines, not as hard because they don't require a slope to drain the water away. The other big factor is the venting. The shorter the vent you have on your dryer, the more efficient it will run. So you want to locate your dryer close to an exterior wall. As well, you'll have to either run a gas line if it's a gas dryer, or a dedicated line for the dryer if it's an electric one, because they require more power than a standard light or electrical outlet. Oftentimes, this is going to require a 240 volt with its own breaker. Now, if the laundry room had been Jeff's only problem, he might have been able to fix that. But there was a few more obstacles waiting. The real problem was Jeff's bathroom. And honestly, this is the most common hazard in people's homes. Let me tell you why. Most people, or at least I hope so, you're taking a shower every day. That means you're exposed to the bathroom, if it's a risk, at least daily. And the most common culprit here is the tub-shower combo. One of the reasons this is such a big issue is because it's so common. You're going to use this every day, and most homes were built with a tub-shower combo. Because when you're raising kids, having a tub makes a lot of sense. And when you're younger, stepping over the tub and into the shower is not even an inconvenience. You really don't even notice it. But as your age and balance, strength, and mobility change, flexibility will decline. Now add some water, now add some soap, take away the friction of your floor and make it slippery, and now you've created a really dangerous place. And that's why a lot of aging in place experts are recommending to replace your tub with a walk-in shower. Even better if you put grab bars and additional seating in the shower. This will make it last longer, and I have seen some very stylish ways this can be done. Now, I understand this is not a small project. I've ripped out a cast iron tub before, but installing the walk-in shower is not just remodeling or upgrading your bathroom, it's future-proofing your home. The goal is not to make the house work for you today. The goal of this video is to make you think through 10, 15, 20, 30 years out. If you love your home, I want you to stay there forever. And for Jeff, this became the biggest concern. After his recovery, he could move around the house pretty well, but he kept thinking about that fall. He'd shoveled his driveway for years. It was a common thing he did every winter, and all it took was one little misstep, and the bathroom became the daily reminder that this is a place that could become his next fall. Some of the other advantages of having the walk-in shower are if you end up in a wheelchair or a walker, this really can be the difference between you being able to age in place in your home or needing to downsize. I also want to point out in this wallpaper behind me, you can see they've installed one of those washer dryer combos. Maybe it's a towel warmer, but I like to think it's a washer dryer combo. That's a perfect place to do it if you have the space. The final obstacle, and sometimes the most obvious one, are stairs. Now, I understand not everybody can totally eliminate stairs in your home, but you do need to make them optional so that if you had to, you could survive on a single level, having your laundry, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, an entryway, an exitway all on the same level. Now, given that, some homes are built on hillsides. Some homes are split level layouts, and for many people, moving is not the option. You want to stay in this home regardless. That doesn't mean you don't have options. If we can't eliminate every stair, we can still reduce the risk around the stairs. The goal is to make sure that if there is an injury or a fall, we can soften the blow. A must-have around all stairs is grab bars or railings. Make sure that if you do lose your balance, instead of falling, you have somewhere to catch yourself. Another thing to think through is the flooring itself. If you can, around the bottoms of the stairs, on the stairs themselves, or around the entryways, install extra padded carpet or some rugs that are well stuck to the floor but extra cushiony. Some rugs can slip easily and those can actually create a risk instead of reduce the risk. So make sure if you do get a rug that it sticks to the floor really well. And I would strongly recommend adding ramps ahead of time. If you do them early, you can make them look stylish instead of just functional. Oftentimes, ramps are added after a senior has a fall and they look very industrial. If you do them ahead of time, you can make them look stylish like they were actually just part of the home. And this will also help your resale. Make sure as well around any steps or stairs, entry, and especially the entry and exit ways, improve the lighting. Nobody wakes up one morning and just has a fall. The risk factors creep in over time, and the homeowners who stay in their homes the longest are the ones who acknowledge them early and plan ahead. A lesson from Jeff's story is not that he should have moved sooner. It's that most people don't realize their home isn't age-friendly. It's that most people don't realize their home isn't aging-friendly until it's too late. And the good news is you don't have to guess. I've put together a free age-in-place checklist that walks you through the exact things plus a lot more that we discussed today. From laundry rooms, bathrooms, to stairs, entrances, lighting, and fall hazards. You can use the checklist to evaluate your own home, your parents' home, or even help a neighbor or a loved one who's trying to stay in their home for life. Please just comment checklist below and I'll send it to you, because the best time to make your home safer is now.